What's up, you bastards? This is Mike here. Was browsing Reddit last night on my tablet while I was at work on break, and some shit stuck out of my mind. Some shit stuck out on the forum, the MGTOW Forum. Somebody posted, "If you're not over your red pill rage, don't click this." I'll show you the. I may be paraphrasing, and so I was reading through this. This is apparently a discussion that MGTOW wanted to have with the Blue Pill subreddit. And now, granted, on top of everything, on top of all the layers of all the bullshit, the Blue Pill is more of a parody of the Red Pill. They are self-aware in that they really kind of know that they're trying to take the piss out of the Red Pill, which okay, I can understand parody, I can understand, mockery, but some of the things in here were just complete and utter nonsense. And I'm like, man, you guys just really don't get it, do you? And a lot of people don't get what MGTOW is about. And so I'm like, man, I gotta go home and I really gotta at least try to address this, try to get something going on here with addressing some of these anti-MGTOW sentiments, especially some of these bullshit ones. I mean, I'm a lone channel, I'm my own channel. There's plenty of other people that have their own channels, and my initial thought, well, my secondary thought after that was, well, I'm sure a lot of MGTOW have covered this, but, the thing is, I believe as MGTOW, we all have to kind of give our own take, even if we're kind of beating a dead horse. I'm sorry to say, even if we're kind of beating a dead horse, maybe my rendition of it may not appeal to some people, and yet my rendition of it is going to say, hey, I never thought of it that way. I get it now. So I'm going to beat this dead horse a little bit more. Fuck it, why not? But what really amazed me was I got home and I started looking, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and screen cap a couple of these things, and really take the piss out of these guys. It was gone. I mean, it was completely gone. It was gone. It was destroyed. It was removed. Like, well, how is that? How can that be? So I mean, I guess those both on the MGTOW and the Blue Pill side, because it's both gone, it's both deleted. Well, luckily, since I was looking at it on my computer when I got home and I couldn't find it, I'm like, you know what? That was one of the last things I was looking at on my tablet. So sure enough, as long as I didn't refresh the page, I was able to go back a couple of pages, and there was the post. And I clicked the post, and there was the post in the MGTOW forum, and I clicked the link, and there was the link to the Blue Pill post that was pretty much, bashing MGTOW. So I'm like, alright, something is going on here. Somebody don't want somebody to see something. And I've screenshotted the archive.is, I believe it is, but it's actually, if you type in from archive.is, it's still there. Or it's still, the actual post is still there, just everything been removed if you type in the real URL. But it just doesn't appear in the feeds anymore. So anyway, I'm going to kind of address a few things, because I've been hearing these reoccurring themes, and this shit's really pissing me off. I would like to say that I'm out of the red pill rage for the most part, but when it pertains to women and the shit that happens with them and the dumb shit that they do, and even the guys and this gynocentrism shit, it really doesn't bother me anymore. But when dumbasses like this start posting up shit about, oh, well, MGTOW this and MGTOW that, and you just really ain't this, and you don't know what you're talking about that. Like, come on now, really? I'm probably not over the red pill rage as far as the anti-MGTOW stuff goes. You motherfuckers just don't get it. you really do not get it. And I had a conversation with a bunch of guys last night at work. I know you're not supposed to talk about MGTOW, and I understand that, and I didn't bring up MGTOW specifically, but I dropped a lot of red pill knowledge on a couple of guys who, for the most part, they get it. I mean, I wouldn't really drop it on them that heavy and that hard if I knew they didn't get it, and they got it. They still kind of, oh, man, that's a little bit much, ain't you angry and this and that, and I'll address that. So, let's cut to this shit show of fuckery here. So we got right here, West Moonwalker. By definition, that's impossible. MGTOW are some of the least civil people on the internet. Go your way already. The title of this was Let's Have a Civil Discussion About MGTOW. Of course, this is gone. It's gone. So, most all of the people that I've known in MGTOW are civil. They're very civil. They just see things the way they are. I don't know whatever. Foreigner girl. The fucking, of course these fucking tags are just gold. I mean, it's supposed to be a parody. Don't get me wrong. It's supposed to be a parody. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Oh, yeah. By definition, MGTOW is a man who refuses to get married. How is that necessarily uncivil? By the way, I can go my own way and still debate the philosophy. Well, it is not getting married. I think that's the main core tenet. As I've said in one of my other videos, the only two hard and steadfast rules that I've really ever heard most MGTOW claim is that you do not get married and you do not engage in long-term relationships. That being said, I'm a firm believer in taking it way further than that. I advocate the MGTOW monk lifestyle. I mean, don't even tread near that fire, let alone try to reach in, grab a stick, and play with it. Fuck that. So, of course, this West Side Moonwalker replies, LOL, that's the most pathetic way of defining MGTOW. The word for a man that doesn't get married is a bachelor. Well, no shit. I mean, that's the definition of a single man. Alright, but there's no definition of how the man remains that way. A bachelor is just somebody who is not married. A man who is not married. So MGTOW is another way of saying whiny man on the internet who won't shut up about women for some reason. See, we get this horse shit all the time. Why you won't shut up about women? If you're going your own way, but you just can't seem to shut up about women. Well, first of all, women are some of the main cause of a lot of men's frustrations in this society. And that is because their main focus, their main goal is to obtain provision, obtain resources. Especially when it comes down to even deeper for reproduction. Reproduction means you need resources. Resources means you need a workhorse to provide those resources. So, if you've got the motherfuckers who are no longer willing to provide the resources, then you got the motherfuckers who are no longer being able to support what ends up coming out from reproduction. So, in order to maintain the reproduction status quo, you have to then therefore make sure that those who are providing, or supposed to be providing, are providing. Well, generally, in a biological evolutionary standpoint, men have been the ones who have and always have provided the resources. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm not really even fucking sorry. Whatever. Piss on all you motherfuckers who don't think so. It's all about reproduction, and it's all about the provision for the reproduction. That's it. So, we got, there's another married name for a bachelor. MGTOW's another man for saying whiny man that won't shit about women. The difference between a MGTOW and a bachelor is that a bachelor is just a man who's single. A MGTOW plans on staying single. Well, I can agree with you to a certain point, but MGTOW is also the shunning, the turning your back on the social and social conformity, basically. That means I don't even have to get a job if I don't want to get a job. I mean, of course you got to have money and everything in this day and age in order to be able to buy food and be able to pay for shit, but for the most part, no. I don't have to be with a woman. I don't have to even get a job. But a lot of the MGTOW philosophy is, no, I'm going to at least do for me. I'm not going to provide for some bitch. That's the main core tenet. Further than that, we advocate for, hey, is there a way you can make your own money? Make a product. Perform a service. Something. Become your own boss. That way, you don't have to answer to anybody. You don't have to get up in the morning at fucking 9 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning to grab your cup of coffee and scratch your nuts and try to fall out the door and get to a place by 9 o'clock and work your 9 to 5 job just to come home and, crash out into bed or whatever. I mean, you actually can find other ways of doing things. You can break the mold. So, of course, this is projecting and whatever, but I can assume from your response that you're not going to be reasonable. Well, first and foremost, too, people who are against MGTOW and for the gynocentric society in general, they're going to not be reasonable. They don't understand what it really is. They don't understand what the source and what the reason of why they're doing what they're doing is. And let's just say that they identify gynocentrism and hypergamy. They still do not understand that it all boils down to reproduction. Gotta have a baby. Gotta make a baby. Gotta put a baby in that. Got to provide for that baby. Baby, 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 baby. Make more people. Make more slaves. Make more fucking sheeple. Of course, the only thing anyone could come back with after that was a confirmed bachelor. This person, I always thought the confirmed bachelor meant gay. Excuse me. Well, back in the day, it might have. It might have also been somebody who was more... It could have been more effeminate and who wasn't necessarily gay. It could have been just an oddball. I mean, hell, for that matter, it could have been what we call now autistic. What they won't say anymore, we used to call them slow a couple years ago. But those of them who just completely were not viable for being married. And of course, with the current, with the current climate of now, anybody can get married, whatever. But with the previous, only straight heterosexual couples were allowed to get married. So that meant that it didn't even mean that you couldn't even be in a relationship. A bachelor doesn't even mean not in a relationship. A bachelor just means not married. Right there. I guess it's not as innocuous as I'm making it sound. There are specific reasons for being MGTOW as opposed to just being a bachelor for life. Well, as it's saying, the confirmed bachelor thing pretty much means you have no other choice in the matter. You're either homosexual or you're slow or you're just altogether just weird. There are some people like that, and by no fault of their own. It's a thing. But this confirmed bachelor shit just goes back to, you're not getting married, you're not providing for a bitch, you're not putting a baby in that. What the fuck? It's like, come on, really? Piss off. So, this guy here, Gunlord, replies, happy bachelor, contentedly single, not in the market, uninterested in relationships. There are zillions of useful monikers for men who don't want to get married aside from MGTOW. So, all of a sudden, MGTOW is just off the table. You can't just turn your back on the gynocentric society that you know is there. Because for somehow or another, you just have to be a happy bachelor. for no particular reason other than you like being single. You have to be contentedly single, which is the exact same damn thing as being a happy bachelor. Not in the market. Same damn thing. Uninterested in relationships. Damn near the same thing. Except for what they're not getting to is the fact that why are we not interested in relationships? Why is it that we are not pursuing and actively getting into relationships? There is a big difference between just somebody who's happily being single and somebody who's to the point of, the thing is, there's just not any good women out there. I really wouldn't mind it in some respect, some way, shape, or form, but I know that no matter what it is, no matter how bad or how good it gets, I'm still always going to be a slave. I'm still always going to be a slave to her. I'm still always going to be a slave to the system. And if for some odd reason, you do find that unicorn, whatever, it's not a relationship between you and a woman. It's a relationship between you and the state, because the laws and society have gotten so to where women can do no wrong. Even if you have a do no wrong bitch, they're still going to look at you as, so what did you do to her? What happened? Even though this do no wrong bitch possibly did wrong by, I don't know, like I say, lying by omission. Dumb shit like that, It's the fact that you're still not going to find a woman who is completely outside of the protection of the state. And it's a lot of because, men back in the day who made the laws gave them this privilege. This is not something that they fought for or they won with impunity. This is something they were just given, carte blanche. Just, here you go. Oh, you're bitching about it? Here you go. Oh, yeah, we feel sorry for you. Here you go. That's gynocentrism in a nutshell. Knowing that the people weren't allowed to or deemed fit, deemed worthy of casting a vote, unless they actually had skin in the game, say, been an Army veteran, owned property, owned a business, or a senator, or somebody actually of some importance who has some financial stake in a relationship. Not some shiftless layabout who depends on other people for their provision and then turns right around and just votes more for their own provision. That's, no. So, of course, zillions of useful monikers for men. Well, you only named 1, 2, 3, 4. So, out of a zillion, you only named 4. Whatever. Hell, it's not just the MGTOW community that's hateful and negative. It's the acronym itself that's misleading and dumb. Okay, how is it misleading and dumb? You're going to tell me. MGTOW stood for Maximum Gross Takeoff Weight. So, in other words, you're going to conflate semantics and technical bullshit way back in the day on terms that most people really aren't familiar with, because the majority of people haven't served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, wherever this shit would have originated from. Oh, so you're just saying that because somehow somebody, conflated the acronym before, used the acronym before, that all of a sudden now it's just invalid. Well, I guess next time somebody needs some money from me, I'm going to go to the ass-to-mouth machine and, pull out a fucking $20 bill and fucking hand it to him, I guess. The acronym does not fucking matter. It's the philosophy. You're just really pulling at straws here. So, long before Ragnar Fetters, I don't know whoever Ragnar Fetters was. I know who Nacho Vidal was. He was pretty much who I ended up, the guy that ran the forum that I kind of came into MGTOW for. But the guy was a ticking time bomb on that as well. I mean, it wasn't but the first couple of months, a month or so, that I started watching the forum. He pretty much nuked the whole site, kicked a lot of people off, revamped his whole shit, and come back with even more of a pissy attitude than he ever had before. That dude was just, could not fucking maintain frame whatsoever. Alright, I don't know where this shit came from. I haven't got set it up, so I don't know the deleted part of it. But, yeah, some of you, others at best, hold protests wearing dresses made out of trash bags and at worst threaten to assassinate politicians, call for a race war, or hope the wives of comic book artists you dislike get raped. I would like to know who these wives of comic book artists that they're trying to conflate wanted to be, people wanted to try to assassinate. Race war, at its core, MGTOW does not have anything to do with race or religion, so you can just piss off with that shit. I don't know what the hell else to tell you. This is not a race thing, this is not a religion thing. This is a male and female dynamic, gynocentrism, utility versus, consumer versus provider dynamic. This has nothing to do with race or religion whatsoever. I don't know whose politicians you're talking about threatening either. Maybe I'm out of the loop, whatever. But the one you're talking about hold protests wearing dresses made of trash bags. Well, I think I know who you're talking about. If this is the guy that Lauren Southern interviewed during one of the slut walks in Toronto, wearing what looked like a trash bag and what looked like crime tape, we really don't even condone that either. That is kind of cringy. That is kind of a little bit putting yourself out there. Not to say that the guy was completely and totally wrong, but at the same time, I mean, we know what these women are doing. We know the attention they're trying to garner, and for the most part, fuck them. And this guy just kind of had an axe to grind, as some of us do, but, I do think that was the wrong venue to voice it at, but, whatever. It was cringeworthy, but, he got his attention. So, down here, continue the thread. Fuck, it's gonna direct me to another page. Exaggerating, it's not that bad. I've read some shit, but not as bad as killing threats. What? Somebody made threats against Obama in a different thread. Shedding of the ego is a MGTOW site. I don't feel like uploading a screen cap of the Jews control everything guy or the artificial womb solution, final solution guy among others. But you want to end up on a government watch list, be my guest. Okay, what's this imager bullshit here? Okay, so shedding of the ego, female drone pilots and proxy violence. Whoever the hell this Tim guy is, Trudeau needs to die the most horrific deaths imaginable. Well, nobody really deserves that. I mean, Trudeau's a dumbass, but he's, whatever. Of course, this was damn near a year and a half ago now. Given a chance, I'd most certainly take this honor for my own. How would a country elect such a gynocentric feminist ass kisser? Well, because they're a gynocentric feminist ass kissing country. I mean, it's a big meme that the Canadian FU is no apology, but whatever. Where in here does it state MGTOW? Where the hell in here did it say anything about MGTOW? Nothing. You really have no proof other than, shedding of the ego, this and that and whatever. I don't know much about shedding of the ego myself. I think turd flinging monkey for it. Whatever. It's neither here nor there. You really have no real evidence except some dumbass in the comments. I mean, you're gonna take some troll, some guy, one random pissed off person as, oh yeah, we're gonna kill world leaders, whatever. So, how far as hell this go down? MGTOW stands for men going their own ways. Basically, men who have sworn off marriage. MGTOW is also probably aware, you're going to find actual misogynists, so you might not want to discuss this. What do you mean, actual misogynists? I might have skipped a little bit, actually. Oh no, that's right. I did open this other freaking thread up down here and went down that rabbit hole of bullshit. Yeah, like I said, fuck Nacho Vidal. He completely lost it. So believe me, you wish I could take reasons to go. What do you mean by go? Full atheon, athos, optimally. Haven't heard that before. Looked it up. Looks weird. Going your own way means finding meaning in life beyond women, which it is, and society's expectations, which could really mean almost anything. Every MGTOW has to find out what that means on his own. Well, of course, we're gonna dive deep into the more. Can't I please talk to you and talk you into exiting the planet? Yeah, more ad hominem, more just kill yourself, just drink bleach bullshit. Whatever. I mean, that's deflecting. That's thought terminating bullshit again, right there. So go eat one on that. So your question is really vague. How do we know you're interested in discussing if we don't know what the topic is? Well, we're talking about MGTOW. You fuckers seem to be against MGTOW. That's what we're talking about. Of course, foreign girl, whatever. I'm always interested in discussing makeup. Well, MGTOW aren't into makeup and vague dumb shit like that. Neither fashion either. Vaping. The only reason why I want to talk about vaping is that if you're planning on trying to quit smoking, which I vaped for about 2.5 years, and it got me to where I didn't even, as soon as I started vaping, I didn't touch a cigarette, and afterwards, it was about 8 months ago or so when I quit, and I haven't touched a single cigarette or vaped since. That's all I want to hear about it, is if you're trying to quit smoking. It's not one of those things that I really, because it is kind of a douchey thing. If you're just going to sit there and make clouds for the fuck of making clouds. Music, probably given that you're a woman and live, stuck in this gynocentric shit, you really don't know what music is. It's probably all this Nicki Minaj and fucking Justin Bieber and fucking Ariana Grande whack yourself off, flick your bean bullshit. So, whatever. Languages, you wouldn't even know bonjour if it fucking slapped you in the face and told you hello. Politics, you probably lean on the left. Traveling, as long as it's near a beach, near Cancun, somewhere where you can lay around in a bikini and, garner attention from men. Republicans creating women-hating subs. Well, it's not really Republicans. It's more conservative. And even that pretty much means, it's just people not giving people shit and expecting responsibility on the other end. Now, I know I said I don't talk about fucking religion on this channel, but a lot of that stuff stems from it and the values that it tries to teach. And the only reason why it tries to teach the values, it was more of a form of social control than anything else. And so there was a lot of bad and a lot of good, but basically what it stems from is that people are trying to convey how to be more responsible with your life. And that's where the whole no sex before marriage starts out, because of course you have sex, you run the risk of having a kid, and if you're not married and you have a kid, then there's no guarantee that a man's going to stick around. There's no social and moral obligation to do so, and therefore either party who's willing to engage in such activity before there's actually an actual commitment are pretty much doomed to have the child fail, and failed children do not make for good adults, which does not make for a good society. So cut to the 21st century, and here the fuck we are. Online misogyny, you made that up. I mean, misogyny is misogyny, and online Discussion is online discussion, and just the simple act of disagreeing with you is enough to trigger some of you fuckers. So whatever. And you don't want to discuss. Oh, I forgot cats. Yeah, you don't want to discuss. You really don't want to discuss. MGTOW stands for men going their own way. It's basically men who have sworn off marriage. But MGTOW is also where you're going to find actual misogynists, so you might not want to discuss this. Now, I can't exactly tell. Since it's 2 points up, I'm pretty much going to say that this was one of their own, and they threw in this part of actual misogynists because they're actually thinking we're actual misogynists. Well, in the current liberal definition of misogynist, we are misogynists. Whatever. I mean, we should just tip our hat and fucking agree with it, because there's no other way you're going to fight it. The truth is the truth, and I will say, the one thing that people hate worse than being lied to is being told the truth, especially when the truth pertains to and relates to them. So the hell with them. I understand what MGTOW stands for. Yeah, sure you do. You know the acronym. You don't know anything else. As I probably heard about it before you did. Yeah, sure. But that's irrelevant. The Red Pill documentary stated... Red Pill documentary. Okay, here we go. The Red Pill documentary that mentioned MGTOW all of fucking 10.5 fucking seconds. Yeah, okay. They really... Yeah. Cassie J knows what the fuck she's talking about MGTOW. She barely knew what the fuck she was talking about the MRA. And poor little Miss Feminist who had to deal with this and that with the men, and all of a sudden now I seen the light. Now give me money because I saw the light. Yes, I understand you men, and whatever. What the fuck ever. The Red Pill documentary, she gave MGTOW a shout out of every bit of like 5.5 fucking seconds. It was there and it was gone before you could even fart and fucking breathe. You know, so fuck it. Stated while TRP seeks to make the current system work to their advantage. Yeah, the Red Pill wants to work within the current paradigm. They are the... I always, in the manosphere, I always referred to TRP, the Reddit TRP. Of course, MGTOW was around longer before the Red Pill, and even so, the Red Pill is only a comparison of what the actual climate is as compared to the Blue Pill, which is the veneer, the bullshit that's put up in front of everybody. So... The Red Pill is pretty much seeing things the way they are. Okay, this TRP Reddit shit, this is where a lot of these people are conflating it. Yes, wants to work within the system. They are no more, no better than the fucking Manhood Academy 101 motherfucks that think, oh, well, you can have a woman and you can do all this and all that. You just gotta man up and lift and be manly and control that bitch. That's the fucking difference. But MGTOW opted out of the system. That's pretty much the system. Okay, this isn't even the system. The system isn't even just women. Okay? The system is not just women. The system is the complete and total expectation-driven bullshit that has to go with, you need to do this. You need to be worth something to somebody else. It's not just at its core women. I will say that at its core, it really kind of ends up going down to reproduction, which takes a man and a woman. You know, you're a strong, independent woman that don't need no man, except for you need to grab a hold of that baby batter in order to actually fucking get what you need. So, you know, without a man, you wouldn't be shit. I'm assuming the movie director was referring to this in the dating scene. Well, it matters in the fucking work scene and everywhere else too, professional and whatever. Because MGTOW referred only to marriage, there'd be no difference between you guys and TRP. Well, the thing is, it doesn't refer to only marriage. It doesn't refer to only marriage. I just stated this. The hate is the same. Yeah, there's that word again. Hate. Yeah. The view of women is the same. No, they view women as fuck toys, and we view them as not even worth our time. It's not worth it to try to tame a fuck toy when that fuck toy can turn around and fuck you over. They are way more of a threat to personal sovereignty and individuality and self-acknowledgement than even this fucking TRP shit. Fuck them assholes. And if you're actively seeking dating and just giving up on marriage, I would assume you would subscribe to the same techniques. Well, see, that's not MGTOW. That's PUA. I've always referred to the TRP subreddit as PUA Dark. It's one step removed. It's PUA with the lovely sugar-coated veneer taking right off of it. I mean, I've always looked at MGTOW and the Red Pill as the MGTOW man and the Red Pill man walk up to a landmine, to a whole field full of fucking landmines, and each of them have the book in their hand. And the TRP guy goes, "Oh, hey, so I know where the mines are at in this minefield. Let me just tiptoe around them and let me, navigate this minefield and do what I can do." And the fucking MGTOW man goes, "You know what? Fuck this shit." And he crumples up the paper and throws it behind him. I want to walk around this motherfucker because I ain't even trying. I'm not even going to tempt fate. I will dig a hole. I will cut a path around it. I will fucking build a trebuchet and sling myself over this motherfucker. I am not treading through this fucking minefield because there's mines in there. Why do you want to chance it? A lot of you people ain't fucking getting it. And so the TRP totally hate women. Well, if I totally hated something, this is down at the bottom here. If I totally hated something, why in the fuck would I continue to associate with it? Alright? Why would I continue? You don't otherwise women and use terms like AWOL and say that all women have the minds of spoiled children if you actually like them. Well, I like children. I don't hate them, but I view them for what they are, children. Any woman who's going to sit there and whine and cry about, oh, misogyny this and misogyny that, and I'm independent and strong and independent, and then next thing you know, where are all the real men gone? Why don't men hold doors open for us anymore? Why don't they pay for our dinners? Why don't they man up and help us take care of our own fucking children that we had with some other dude that's now locked up in prison and shit? Yeah, bullshit. Bull motherfucking shit. You're a woman. Learn to keep your fucking legs closed until you find a man that's going to actually fucking take care of you instead of first fucking finding the first dick that'll fucking dick you down right, like you want to be dicked down, and then just try to change this motherfucker to suit you. No. You fell in love with the bad boy and the motherfucker. He ain't going to fucking change. Just like the fucking, the mild boy, the beta is not going to turn into an alpha fucking overnight. No, he's not. And you're wrong for trying to change a motherfucker into something he's not. You are not that fucking special to be treating motherfuckers like they're just clay in your hands. Fuck you. So this bullshit, the only value women have to TRP is as notches on the bedpost to impress their own TRPers. Well, that's the whole PUA and the PUA Dark thing. I know you're specifically now talking about TRP, the Red Pill, the Reddit Red Pill, which is still a major disassociation, a major conflation of what it really is. The Red Pill is only the realization of how the world works. We've peeled away the veneer. We've stripped the old layers and layers of fucking paint. We know what it is. So, piss off on you motherfuckers. Take a fucking another drink, because this shit's fucking stupid. You notice a lot of comments that have been downvoted to oblivion and fucking deleted too. Another one is deleted, so we don't know what the hell they said, but of course they're gonna delete them just to keep their shit up. So TRP doesn't work apart from on extremely drunk, very inexperienced, or emotionally damaged women, which there are a fucking lot of. I would say half the fucking women running around out here within reproduction age are extremely drunk, very inexperienced, or emotionally damaged. That's been my experience. First girlfriend wanted to be raped by a dragon. Second girlfriend thought it was okay to fuck all these other men, but didn't know why men didn't want to fucking stay with her. Was divorced for cheating on her fucking ex-husband. Luckily, this motherfucker divorced her ass. Third girlfriend was a fucking sociopathic, fucking narcissistic Bible thumper, who was also nothing more than a raging fucking hypocrite. I'm sorry, pardon my inexperience here. I only took me 3 to get the fucking picture. Bullshit. And if these really work, so pretty much like any con trick, that just goes to show you how dumb these fucking bitches are for falling for this same old bullshit. You think it works because some assholes tell that happened fanfic called field reports? Well, whatever. Dude's got lucky. Whatever. Maybe some bitch was just drunk trying to get back at her old boyfriend, or maybe she was just hurting for attention. That's the way a lot of them are. Again, you can't really con a fucking trick that's, open to it anyway, but whatever. Carrying over RP ideas to MGTOW just shows how dumb MGTOW are. Again, MGTOW, I mean, that's why they, and I'm gonna try to dissect this too later on. This levels bullshit of MGTOW is bullshit. The only 2 levels that matter to me is monk and ghost. You gotta completely give that shit up as far as women goes, because it's nothing more than chemical responses in the brain that makes you want to keep getting that same high of getting touched by and validated by women. Fuck that shit. You are your own man. You need to be self-actualized. The only next step, the only other step, is pretty much going ghost. Raising your own food. Finding a way to get off the grid and generating your own electricity. Filtering your own water. Storing your own food. Doing all this shit to where you are paying as less taxes to the system that supports this bullshit to begin with. So, your first step is monk. Your second step you need to work toward is ghost. To me, that's all that fucking matters. But of course, it's these plastic MGTOW. These plastic MGTOW, these dumb motherfuckers who think that, just merely, I'm not going to get in a relationship, I ain't going to get married, and all these fucking, videos of women behaving badly, and all that's MGTOW. No, it isn't. There's a whole lot more to it. Of course, a lot of you people ain't done no more than 2-3 hours worth of fucking scanning a couple of articles and going, see, yeah, let's take the most extreme examples and let's take the most out there examples and we'll just conflate that with everybody. So what? They misunderstand women. They misunderstand feminism. Well, I don't misunderstand women. I know exactly how they work. They're human beings. They're opportunistic and fucking materialistic, just like every fucking body else. The only problem is men have honor and they know how to gain what they need to gain in order to help the people who need to be fucking helped. Yeah, fucking go away. Come on, really? You'll pop right up in the middle of everything. They misunderstand women, yeah, but they only, we understand women. We know the gynocentric bullshit. We know that they're only after resources and for their own bullshit. they misunderstand feminism. No, we don't misunderstand feminism. Feminism is the female nature unleashed. Feminism is the get out of jail free card that allows women to just run rampant with their bullshit. Oh, but somehow it's all the fault of women in feminism. No, it's the fault of the cucked men that fucking allowed the feminism to become run rampant in the first place. Like I fucking said, women did not win the right to vote. Sorry to burst your bubble on this one. Women did not win the right to vote. They bitched and whined and pissed and complained enough, and the men in power said, alright, fuck it. Let's give them the right to vote. What can it hurt? Yeah. But of course, no, just no. Yeah, like you can't just even. Whatever. Of course, I mean, they've deleted the fuck out of all this shit, so... Oh, and, the guy was going on about some shit. I remember reading this, but he brought up feminism and how it really wasn't the same. And, you know, of course, this guy, I didn't read a word you said after that first paragraph because I've actually lived in the real world long enough to know that you're talking bullshit. So simple deflection. Simple fucking deflection. You really just don't even, you didn't even read anything the guy said. I wish I had taken screenshots as I took them. Next time I'll fucking remember. Because this was a whole fucking shit show and they've deleted all this shit. So, also, what is it with you crazy cultist types that you just don't know when to stop typing? Also, again, we're nothing but, you know, keyboard warriors banging our dicks on the keyboard and we're nothing but a bunch of cultists. Yet you've actually made a subreddit devoted to countering and mocking the fucking blue pill, the red pill. Hypocrite much? And nobody marvels at your magnificence because you wrote 500 paragraphs to say, I hate girls, LOL. It was only about 4, and they were a sentence and a half apiece. But whatever, you just, you know... big words and much words hurt my brain case. Can't validate anything you said. Referring to women as walking vaginas really isn't selling your credibility for the rest of your childish rant. No. Referring to women as vaginas is not what we're doing. Women acting and walking and talking like they're walking and talking vaginas is the reason. You get these women in these short-cut dresses and these low-cut tops talking about, oh, I'm free and I'm feminine and I can dress the way I want. And the moment a motherfucker looks at them that they don't want looking at them, what are you looking at me like a piece of meat for? Blah, 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 blah. Women objectify them fucking selves. They got it going on all fucking day, every day. And first and foremost, I say let them. Because, I mean, you know, whatever. I ain't dead. I'll enjoy fucking looking at them. Whatever. I'm hoping you'll bend over to pick up your fucking, your purse or your wallet or your phone and see a little fucking butt cleavage. What the fuck ever. I don't fucking care, though. Because I take it for what it is. You're just a walking, talking fuckstick. Because you've presented yourself as a walking, talking fuckstick. I mean, you really want my honest opinion? This is why these motherfuckers like shit, you know, like they're into the waifu shit. They're into the My Little Pony shit. They're into the worshipping female fictional character shit. Is because these women, these fake, manufactured, artificially created women are more of a better embodiment of what a real woman is, what a woman should be, what men find attractive in a woman, than the actual women walking around here today. It's absolutely mind-boggling how people will sit there and condemn motherfuckers for actually worshiping real innocence, real, you know, like trying, like, I don't know how else to put it. The reason why motherfuckers like My Little Pony is because those little girls, those little girl ponies, embody the innocence and the optimistic spirit and the getting along and togetherness and this and that We've been taught all of our lives that this is how women are. But yet we're disillusioned with this Kardashian bullshit. This fucking, the real world with fucking, jack off, what the fuck was her name? Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and all this shit. And, the fucking Bachelorette. Fucking, a whole gaggle of fucking, no, The Bachelor, really. The whole gaggle of fucking, hateful ass little cackling chicken head bitches fucking clawing and scratching their way to get one dude that he only wants to bust a fucking nut. You know what he's got. If this was the fucking Bachelor in a fucking trailer park and Bubba McFucking six-pack with his shotgun in one hand and his dog leash in the other, yeah, you motherfuckers wouldn't give a shit about him. Because it's all about the fucking status. But whatever, and the vaginas are really only their currency. I mean, why do you think Hugh Hefner has fucking a different girlfriend for every goddamn day of the week? It's because, hey, he's got money, he's got status. You know these bitches are getting it in on the side. But they're, of course, every time he's got to go somewhere and do some whatever speech or some media appearance, these bitches are hanging right off his arm like, yeah, we love Hef. We love him. We love this and that and whatever. I've even told the motherfuckers at work, if it came down to getting $1 million goddamn dollars, I'd probably let him Roger me too for a night. Everybody has their fucking price. And women just barter with their vaginas, that's all. They're only trying to get the bigger, better fucking deal. They will schlub and fucking the ugliest, nastiest looking motherfucker in order to be able to get something later on in the long game. They play the long game. They love to play that long game shit. So it's just fucking funny how all these have been deleted and this whole sub's been nuked. Actually, it's just... I don't know how long this is going now. I can't really switch back to the OBS to fucking figure out how. But his girlfriend is a senior breadwinner. Yeah, she's one of the fucking million. One of the cleverest people I know. Yeah, you think. Great photographer. How much does it take to point and fucking shoot a camera? Big goddamn deal. Let's engineer a fucking building. Let's go dig in a fucking coal mine. Let's dig garbage out of a fucking trench. Fuck her. Fuck her and her camera. She's a conversationalist. No, you only just think she is because she likes to talk about Prada bags and bubble gum, and you're just all fucking for it because she's sexy as fuck. She's a great cook. Well, probably because you can't fucking cook on your own. Great driver. Yeah, because she's probably scared in her fucking big-ass SUV that you fucking bought her. Oh, wait a minute. She owns her own home and she did it all on her own? Yeah, I kind of doubt it. I bet your daddy fucking helped. Female friends, gamers, nope, posers, scientists, they somehow got in through fucking, God, what the fuck's that word? Affirmative action. Artists, yeah, any bitch can pick up a pencil and draw a fucking stick figure. Academics, what the fuck does that even mean? None who exhibit the traits that you claim all women to display. All stereotypes are bullshit. The thing is, every woman has a fucking loaded gun when she's born, and the government gives her the fucking ammunition and goes, here you go. Pull the fucking trigger if you want to. Sure, you don't have to pull the trigger. If you find a good guy and you really like being with him, and that's who and whatever you want to be with, and you're happy, fine. But the box of ammunition is here on the table. Just in case you want it, honey. Just always remember that. These people are fucking... I mean, this is already what shows you. Deleted. They're nuking this shit just as much as they can fucking get it nuked because they don't want to fucking deal with it. And I might actually have to go back later on. Yeah, going your own way doesn't mean not talking to anyone. Going your own way means self-actualization. Finding your life beyond women. There's nothing wrong with debating an idea with someone who disagrees. Of course, it's never going to happen because you don't cross over beyond women. You're stuck. This is where I wanted to get to. You're stuck discussing women pretty much 100% of the time. Alright. Number one, we discuss women a lot of the times because that's one of the main tenets of MGTOW. That's one of the main reasons why we are going our own way. Now, you want to start talking about all this shit. Somebody made it down here. Because I gotta post, I gotta find where whoever posted this shit. There it is. At least not so difficult that you need to talk about women all the damn time. Don't really want to interact with the My Little Pony fans, furries, or telemarketers, so I simply choose not to. Okay, My Little Pony fans, furries, and telemarketers are not being crammed down your motherfucking throat every damn 5 fucking seconds. Like, I can watch MSNBC, CNN, whatever, without hearing about My Little Pony, furries, or fucking telemarketers. No, but it's always the gynocentric. We must protect women. We must give them resources. We must marry. We must take care of single mothers. We must do this. We must do that. Men are stupid and women are smart. The whole social dynamic of men don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're bumbling idiots, and we could just eradicate them, and fucking women can live without them and do whatever. We are not inundated 24/7 with My Little Pony fans and furries and shit. I don't join internet forums dedicated to hating on MLP, furry fandom, or telemarketers, nor do I make edgy posts. That's the thing, though. MLP and furries and telemarketers are such a niche area of fucking society. Which, on the other hand, as I just explained, well, first of all, it's about reproduction. It always is, it always has been, it always fucking will be. But as I said, My Little Pony, the little girl ponies on that show represent the good, the pure, the innocent, every bastion of fucking goodness and purity and light that we are told as kids is supposed to exist within women and the feminine. And we find out as adults that it doesn't fucking work that way. And so what do a lot of men do? They turn around and they try to turn around and hold on to the same fucking idea, but they project it on fictional characters. Now, what does that tell you? Fictional characters more embody the purity and the innocence and the actual whatevers that women claim that they are, but they aren't. And yet we have to turn around and find them in fictional characters. What kind of a society, what kind of a world do we live in where fictional fake women are actually better than the real women out there? So much so that a good group of people don't want to even have anything to do with real women. It seems like to me women need to up their game. If you want to have a man in your life, you need to be the kind of woman that a man can tolerate. Plain and fucking simple. Because biologically, all you are is a walking, talking baby factory. There's no other way to put it. Yeah, you can plow the fields if you can handle that fucking oxen. You can plant crops and all that shit and go out there and do all this work and this, that, and the other thing. But how without having kids, how much time are you actually going to have for that? And how much time are you going to actually have with the kids? As opposed to just have the fucking kids and let the men do the provision because they're more built for it. They're more disposable, remember, mind you. 500 soldiers can get killed in a fucking raid in Afghanistan, but they'll go 500 soldiers, including 2 women. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. So you're just fucking making up bullshit on this. My Little Pony and all this shit is not crammed down our throat all the time. Women and gynocentrism is. It's damn near the next thing to fucking religion. We've dealt with religion before, and religion doesn't matter. Religion still has its roots in fucking gynocentrism. So, right there, it's still gynocentrism. And it's not that I don't interact with women. I interact with them if I have to fucking interact with them. You know what? Truth be told, I'll even fucking hold a door for somebody, even if they are a fucking woman. It's subconscious at this fucking point. Whatever. I don't think about it other than that, though. You know, hey, somebody needs to hold the door open. I'm already at the door, whatever. But see, this whole shit here, like, most people don't want to interact with a given group of people simply because they chose to end it there. The fact that MGTOW needs so much affirmation and reinforcement. Okay, so basically this whole argument here, and another word of advice, you want to be left alone, keep your communities private, this and that. Basically what they're getting to is, we know you have your idea of the way you see things and the way that things are, but you can't talk about them. Don't talk about them. Stop talking about them. Do you really don't want other men knowing this shit? Because see, the thing is, the reason why we talk about this stuff, and the reason why on some level we condemn the low-hanging fruit, the easy bullshit that comes out of this, a lot of the reason why we condemn it is because those of us who have been there and done that and have been part of this group for a long time, it's old hat. We're kind of rolling our eyes like, yeah, we know. Let's get on to something more interesting. Let's get on to something deeper. But you know what? The thing is, there's some motherfucker right now sitting alone with a fucking shotgun barrel in his mouth going, you know what? I can't get a woman. My fucking job sucks. People fucking don't care about me. You know, I've done everything I can and fuck this world. And there's some guy also sitting there thinking about this and so, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to browse the internet and get drunk and whatever, and, you know, I'm going to contemplate, you know, what I'm going to do. And he stumbles upon this shit and he goes, oh, wait a minute. I'm not the only one that feels alone in this. I mean, there's other guys that feel like this. Hey, I've always thought that too. But why is it that I feel so bad? Oh, wait a minute. I feel so bad because society has pressured me to feel so bad. I mean, what, there's no reason why I should be beating myself over the head for these people? Wait a minute. I've got a whole new outlook on it now. Wait a minute. I gotta live for me. I mean, there are plenty of men out here, and myself included, that were at the point where they wanted to kill themselves, and when they got to this shit and realized that they weren't alone in their thinking. They weren't alone. There was other men going through this same shit, and that they saw this shit the same way other people did. It really shines a light. It really gives you hope. It really turns around and says, hey, you know, life is worth living. It's more than just chasing after women because society says so. It's more than just the reproduction. There are 7.3 fucking billion people on this earth. There are plenty of people out there that are going to make more fucking babies. If you actually think this world, first of all, is overpopulated, you're wrong. With our technology, we can support damn near twice as many fucking people. At least 12 billion people. But you know what? Let the dumbasses fucking have their babies. Let the dumbasses fucking do this and that and whatever. Because at the end of the day, you're only going to live but so long, and you're only going to make so much of a fucking mark on the world. I mean, just live for you. At this point in time, just be happy. Be, you know, self-actualize yourself. Find value in your own worth. Because at the end of the day, you're going to spend more time and more, you know, being more upset worrying about how everybody else thinks about you. And you're going to end up running yourself into an early grave. So, you know, like, this shit here is just, you know, having to watch good threads get derailed on completely unrelated forums by some morons spamming links to MGTOW HQ. And it is pretty much, you know, you guys are the turds, you need to stay in the toilet bowl. You just don't want to fucking hear anything. And we are growing little by little. Making it private would then be a circle jerk. People like SFM and shit like that. And they get a lot of shit. They get a lot of shit for bringing in a lot of new people. And some of these new people do turn out to be turds. But you know what? Bring more people in. Spread the word. So this is the whole, you know, I think I've covered more of what I was going to say. But, you know, so like I said, you're when you're inventing this, celebrating the deaths of rape and women, we don't celebrate it. We just find how it's fucking ironic that, you know, oh, I'm entitled, I'm this, I'm that, and whatever. And then guess what? You know, you're not watching, you're not being responsible for yourself, and then this shit happens. I'm really wishing that women would be replaced by sex robots. No, we don't wish they would be replaced by sex robots. Let women be women. But, the thing is, men are human. We are human, and we have our needs, and we have our fucking desires and shit. And if a sex bot is going to fulfill those needs and desires and make us feel more human, make us feel more like adults, make us feel more like actual people, instead of fucking just slaves stuck in cages, just only allowed to be petted whenever the fucking slave master comes along and feels like throwing us a fucking bone. And we're doing everything we're expected to be doing and then some. Whatever. I mean, find your validation in sex bots and artificial wombs if you fucking want to. To me, that's still, again, no more than reproduction. The simple act of masturbation is no more than the quelling, the satiating of the reproductive urges. So, I mean, you want to go that far. Even homosexuality. It's just the simple act of busting a fucking nut. I'm going to try to dredge through some of this rest of this shit, because the rest of this shit just wasn't fucking... penetration is rape, it's really ridiculous. But see, they're deflecting, women hating, fucking whining idiots. They can't talk about anything without actually having to drag an ad hominem into it. You're ugly, you're whining, you hate women, you've been hurt. Why do you fucking think that some of these men are upset because women hurt them? Yeah, women have hurt them. Why? Why have women hurt men? Why? I mean, it's obvious then that somebody's doing something. This is the deflection. Well, who hurt you? Well, a woman. A woman hurt me. Why is this woman hurting me? Why does this woman feel validated in hurting somebody? What was her justification? Why? What was the point? And the only conclusion you can draw is that she felt some need to get some kind of, either some value out of it, either validation or resources or whatever. So really, this woman did not give a fuck about the man that she was hurting. She gave a fuck about how she was being affected by this man, whether it was getting or not getting resources or attention or whatever the hell it may be. One of my girlfriends talked about wanting to go to this fucking fireman's ball or whatever, and she kept harping on, what do you got to wear? What do you have to wear? So I can find some slacks and a button-down shirt. Well, I got to see what it is you're wearing. I got to know what it is you're wearing. Like, motherfucker, really? So what is it? You're afraid that I'm not going to be able to have any kind of good-looking clothes or whatever? Or that I just can't fucking do it on my own? So what is it? Are you more upset that I'm going to show up in something that ain't quite looking right because you're going to be embarrassed for me? Or are you going to be embarrassed for yourself? So because I tell you what, I'll walk in that motherfucker wearing a rubber chicken costume. And me, I won't feel embarrassed. Of course, you may think that I'll feel embarrassed for me, but I know you're more embarrassed for yourself. Because while I'm thinking, if you showed up in a chicken suit, God, she must really feel embarrassed. Walking in with this chicken suit, good God, I feel sorry for her. As where if I did it to her, I can't believe this motherfucker had the nerve to show up in a chicken suit. What are people going to think about me? What are people going to think about me? This motherfucker tried to do this shit at work with this one chick that worked in the other fucking building next door. And this dude's fucking, he ain't even old enough to buy alcohol. Maybe he's getting close to at the end of this year or some shit. But, he's not even 21. I'll be fucking 24 the beginning of next goddamn month. I got a month to go. So I've got fucking, 14 years up on him, damn near 13, 14 years up on him. This little, 22, 23-year-old twit walking around over there, got this fake laugh and this fucking, whatever shit. She ain't shit. Nice little ass and everything, and nice, cute little chubby face, but I mean, she's a 7. She's probably a 7 at her fucking, at best. Maybe an 8 if she really, really caked the makeup on a little bit better and then wore a nice fucking dress and shit and, walk, talked, and act right, but I mean, she would have to struggle to be an 8. And, she's nothing. She's nobody. I mean, I've never heard an intelligent thing come out of this woman's mouth. And yet this dude just drooling all over. Oh, I wish this, and oh, I wish that. And a couple of the other guys, well, why don't you go up to her and talk to her? I mean, instead of sitting around here, beating your meat, jerking off, wondering, oh, I wish this and I wish that. Why don't you just go up and fucking talk to her? Oh, well, she's got a boyfriend. Well, that don't matter to a lot of women. If you got twice as much money and look twice as better as her boyfriend and get her fucking panties wet, she's going to totally disregard that dude. I mean, we all know this. We all know this. It's provision and resources. Do you really think women have the capability to love? No, they really don't. And so the supervisor, he's hearing all this and he goes, well, come on, man. Don't make her feel uncomfortable. I'm like, this bitch is not worried about being uncomfortable. Only in the context of, what's everybody else going to think about me if I'm sitting here caught talking to this dude? What's everybody going to think? She doesn't give a shit about that dude. She doesn't give a shit about her fucking, about this and that. All she gives a shit about is how everybody else is going to think of her if she ends up being caught talking with this dude. That's it. That's why MGTOW exists. Society doesn't listen. Some are whining. Some are enraged. Some have the right to do so. Most people have found a place to vent that does not exist in real life, as men do not have a space to talk openly without being shamed to death. See, at least this was brought up here a little bit longer ago, but it's not men wanting to replace half the human race. It's some men. Although, of course, AWOLT and NAWOLT, we all have that fucking, shit. But calling for rape and murder is well beyond our fucking scope of caring and reasoning. We don't want to have any harm to come to them. We just want them to shut the fuck up and stay out of our lives. Extremes and everything, but I mean, of course, you got your fucking shit too. I'm about ready to scroll through this because some of this is really, actually believe most of them have been divorce or rape. No, they're just unattractive men who struggle with attracting the women that they want. So you ain't gonna make any real fucking arguments with these motherfuckers. So the thing is, most of the men that I know that are MGTOW have been through that ringer, who have kids. Now, you have a few that have learned early, and you have a few like me that got fucking lucky. But for the most part, look at the statistics, fucker. 50% or more of marriages are doomed to fail. 80% of them are initiated by the female. And this whole irreconcilable differences and no-fault divorce, and just because it was a post on there earlier about a bitch fucking left a dude because he was like, I don't know what, 5'7" or something, and I know I feel shallow and petty, but I just want a man that's taller. I can't find any other reason to reject him or any other fault with him other than he's short. Just look at it out there. It's out there. It is fucking out there. Alright, this is starting to... I'll put a link to this fucking bullshit if you still want to... Whatever, but... Stupid ignorant stuff on this sub. But, anyway, one of the main reasons why I fucking went after this shit was because after the whole thing, it got deleted. It completely got fucking just downvoted and removed all to hell. Let me refresh this. I kind of doubt that anything is gonna... Oh, there's still people fucking posting on it. There's still people resurrecting this dead link. I don't know. It's really a fruitless endeavor, and I don't know why I had to kind of get on this shit, but it's ridiculous. It's really fucking ridiculous. And just the fact that it got deleted and removed just shows you how much of a shit show this is. So, anyway, I've rambled on, and this really pissed me off. The red pill rage comes and goes in movements, and I'm over it for the most part. But when it comes to attacking MGTOW now, the stupid shit women do and feminists and all this other shit, the stupid shit in society, it don't piss me off anymore. It really fucking doesn't. But some of these assholes in here who really don't know what it's about, they just take a passing glance and go, oh yeah, you fuckers, because we can't give up pussy. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem right there. It's addiction, and I want to do a video on addiction later on too, because I'm struggling with some shit of my own and everything. But I mean, on top of it all, whatever. But there's a lot of other things that need to be addressed and everything too, besides just women in MGTOW. And we would do ourselves a service to really discuss some of these things. Concentration, better lifestyle, cooking better, fitness, hobbies, ways to manage and navigate the workplace, opening up your own business, becoming self-sufficient, ghosting in the fact of being self-sufficient, off the grid, on your own place, minimalist things. So, but on the other hand, the reason why we talk about women is to come to terms with the lies that we've been told all of our lives. And then we try to pass and impart that knowledge on to younger individuals who, by all accounts, may end up with shotguns in their fucking mouths in the next couple of years if they don't get pulled back to safety. Because this world does not give a fuck about men. It does not give an absolute damn about men. Alright, so, I mean, I've let this drag on and drag on and drag. You guys get the gist. We all get the gist. So, anyway, without further ado, take care, you bastards, and I'll see you next time. Later.